Hello and welcome to Badger Castle Creations. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this robot using a vaporizer coil. I used the coil because I felt that it had a lot of pre-existing detail, and I also felt that it anatomically resembled a torso. I started by making a base for the piece. I used an old 28mm base, but you can use any base you'd like. I covered the slot with some craft foam and some knitting mesh to give it a slightly more industrial look, and then moved on to the actual build. Using the coil as a torso, I made some armature out of paper clips and threaded them through the existing holes to act as arms and legs. For the arms and legs, I will be using the Bill Making Stuff beadbot method, so if you haven't seen his videos, definitely go check them out. After bending the arms and legs into a rough pose, I glued them into place with some super glue and baking soda, and then brushed and sanded away any excess. Once the wire was secured in place, I started threading beads on to add some bulk. I used a large bead for a shoulder, followed by a small one for biceps, and then a large cylindric one for a forearm, followed by another round bead to act as a wrist. For the legs, I used the same large one from the shoulders to act as hips, followed by two round beads to act as legs, and then another large round one for feet, and then a flat bead to act as the soles of the feet. For securing the feet in place, I had to use quite a bit of glue and baking soda because the bot was quite top heavy, so this ended up obscuring the feet somewhat, and I had to sand a lot of the excess away, so in the future I may use a slightly different method. For the hands, I cut away the excess wire, sanded the wrists down, and then used one of the cylindric beads cut in half to act as a claw/clamp. For the head, I initially considered covering it with a googly eye to give it a helmeted look, but I instead decided I wanted to keep the profile that it had, so I instead filled in the gap with some beads, super glue and baking soda and sanded it flat. Then finally, I used a small rhinestone for the eye lens, and then it was on to painting. I kept the paint job very simple, basing the whole piece in black. I then sponged gunmetal all over, followed by a lighter sponging of green to act as a primary color, then an even lighter sponging of bronze to add some variation, and then finally red for the eye lens, and a metal dry brush for the base. So there we have it, one 28mm miniature robot. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.